Eurostar is to be hit by 7 days of strike action later this month, starting this coming weekend. The RMT union says members will walk out for 4 days from Friday and for a further 3 days over the August bank holiday in a dispute over rosters and work-life balance. But Eurostar says it'll still be able to provide what it calls a good service to customers by making small changes to its timetable. Well, Andy Moore is at St Pancras Station for us. Andy.
Simon, there is another rail union involved in this dispute. That's the TSSA. They say their members will be joining the RMT on 4 out of a total of 7 strike days. And that union also says there is still time for peace talks. This strike doesn't need to go ahead. Rail unions demonstrating this morning outside the Department for Transport. The rail strike hitting southern services is one of the biggest in many decades. Yesterday there was a vote for action on the Virgin East Coast line, and now...
Well, on Eurostar, our members have got long-standing problems there over work-life balance and how they got very unsocial rostering patterns. It's not a new issue. They've been trying to resolve it for a considerable period of time now, and they've just got frustrated, a lack of response and progress from the employer.
Services were
plans for the holidays this summer, and yesterday we were a little bit worried about maybe today we're not going to have the train to go to Paris.
I'm kind of relieved it's not going to affect us, but you know, the people that want to go on the weekend, you know, they're going to be kind of making other plans to get to where they have to go to.
Quite what impact this strike will have on passengers isn't entirely clear. Eurostar says anyone who's booked to travel will be able to. It's only making small changes to the timetable. The RMT, on the other hand, says it expects the strike will have a major effect. Eurostar says it will be using more of its continental crews, so the strike will mean the cancellation of a maximum of 2 return trains a day.
One of the things that I'm very keen to see is our train building industry do well in this country.
The Transport Secretary, on a visit to a company that makes trains, says passengers shouldn't be made to suffer.
I'm very disappointed that the unions keep on calling strike action over what always appear to be pretty minor matters, not to do with passengers, not to do with jobs, because nobody's cutting jobs, nobody's cutting pay. This feels like an excuse to be militant.
For hard-pressed commuters on southern trains, there was a glimmer of hope briefly this morning when the RMT said it would suspend its strike if the company agreed to unconditional talks. Southern said it couldn't do that, so the strike goes on. And we've had an update from Eurostar this morning. The company says it will cancel 2 trains on Friday, but passengers can rebook. At the moment, the company says it plans to run a normal service on Saturday.